Hello, friends. Today we are going to read a story about a little tiger, Leo, the Late Bloomer, by Robert Kraus. Pictures by Jose Arguello. Robert Kraus is the author of Leo, the Late Bloomer. What does an author do? That's right. An author writes the words. Pictures by Jose Arguello. What did Jose Arguello do? He is the illustrator. Yes, Jose Arguello made the pictures. When I read a story, I think about who the story is about and where it takes place. I also think about the problem in the story and how the problem is solved. After I read a story, I think about whether I like it or not. Then I think about why I feel that way. This story is a fantasy. Leo the Late Bloomer is about a tiger who acts a lot like a boy or a girl. It's not a real story because tigers aren't really like that in real life. As I read the story, you will hear some new words. The first new word you've already heard, bloomer. Bloomer is in the title. A bloomer is someone who can suddenly do a new thing well. When you learn to ride a bike, you are a bloomer. 1 minute you can't ride a bike, and then the next minute you can do it all by yourself. Another word that you will hear in this story is patience. Patience is waiting for something without complaining. You will hear the word signs. Now, in English, words can have different meanings, but they can still be the same word. So I bet when you heard the word signs, you were thinking about stop signs. But that's not what the English word signs means at all in this story. In the story, signs mean that something is going to happen. And finally, you will hear the word sloppy. Sloppy means messy. If you eat in a sloppy way, you are very messy. You have food maybe all over your face and your hands. Maybe you even have food under the table. This story has an essential question. I want you to think about this question as I read the story. Here's the essential question. How do things change when someone is growing up? Let's read Leo, the Late Bloomer. Leo, the Late Bloomer. There's Leo. He looks happy. Leo couldn't do anything right. Oh, now Leo looks sad. He couldn't read. Look, all of Leo's other friends are reading. He couldn't write. Oh, Owl can write his name, Owl. Elephant can write his name, elephant. Snake can write his name, snake. Plover can write his name, plover. Crocodile can write his name, crocodile. But Leo can only make a squiggle. Leo is sad. He couldn't draw. Elephant, owl, plover, snake, and crocodile can all draw a person. But Leo draws a wavy line. He was a sloppy eater. Oh, look at all of Leo's friends. They are eating neatly. They're not dropping food, but Leo has food on the ground. He has food on his face and food on his paws. And Leo never said a word. All of Leo's other friends can speak. Not Leo. He's shy. What's the matter with Leo? Asked Leo's father. Nothing, said Leo's mother. Leo is just a late bloomer. Better late than never, thought Leo's father. When Leo's mother says Leo is just a late bloomer, what she means is that Leo isn't going to learn things at the same time as his other friends, but he will learn them. Leo's mom knows that he will learn them when he is ready to learn them. Every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. That means Leo's father is watching to see if Leo is going to speak or to not be sloppy or to draw or to write his name. And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. Are you sure Leo's a bloomer? Asked Leo's father. Patience, said Leo's mother. A watched bloomer doesn't bloom. Leo's mother is telling Leo's father to wait, and it will happen. Leo will learn. So Leo's father watched television instead of Leo. The snows came. Leo's father wasn't watching. But Leo still wasn't blooming. Look, all the other friends are building things out of snow, making snow animals. Leo's only making a snow hole. He's a little bit different than his friends, but that's okay. The trees budded. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. Look at all of the different things that Leo's friends are making with flowers. But not Leo. He's not talking. He's not making anything. Leo is still sad and quiet. Then One day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. Look how happy he is. All of a sudden, Leo can do new things. He could read. Leo is reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. He could write. Leo learned how to write his name. He could draw. Look at that picture of the girl that Leo drew. He ate neatly. Look how he put the berries in a straight line and they stay on the table. There's no food on his face and no food on his paws. He also spoke. And it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And that sentence was, I made it. Leo is so proud of himself that he learned new things. Friends, I asked you a question at the beginning of our story. I said our essential question was, how do things change when someone is growing up? Let's think about that. When Leo was little, he couldn't read or write or draw or speak. But then Leo bloomed. He grew up and he was able to read and write and draw and speak and be neat. So things change when someone is growing up. They might not be able to do something very well when they are first learning how to do something, but all of a sudden, a person can do something well when he or she is learning new things. You have to be patient and practice, just like you all are patient and practicing with your English and your writing and your reading and your math. This was a story about Leo. Leo was what kind of an animal? A tiger. How do you know Leo is a tiger? Oh, you see the stripes. Yes. Where does this story take place? This story takes place at school and at Leo's home. Did you like the story? I did. I like the story because it tells me that when you learn new things, you have to be patient. One day, you can't do something, and the next day, you can. You're a bloomer. I hope you liked Leo, the late bloomer. I sure did.